trying to pass it up to Dowling, and there's the pass to Dowling. Dowling going to take a shot. Audrey Keener across to Keyser. Keyser shot in. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. The President's Conference about to do another round here. It is the 2019 USPSA MK Battery Conference Cup Series for Power Soccer Shop. I'm Tony Jackson, and before you right now, the Wisconsin Warriors versus the St. Louis Spin. And the Wisconsin Warriors, the former Madison Marauders, a lot of those players are on this team here. And the St. Louis Arrows are a team that split from the other St. Louis team, the St. Louis Spin. They were one big team with about 12 members previously, and they decided to split into two. So this is one half of that former team. Before we get underway, a quick rundown of the starting lineups. In goal for Wisconsin, number 16, Kanan Neitzel. Also on the floor, Tyler Engel. In the middle, Mackenzie Damon. And here on our near side, Annie Heathcote. And Damon taking the ball down the floor and out of play. A corner kick coming up. Kim Dagley in the goal. Also on the floor, Rich Enck, as well as Sam Elzinger. So Tyler Engel taking the kick. That ball off of Mark Pratt and out of play. Engel all the way across. Kenzie Damon. Shot saved by Enck. And now Heathcote. Ball cleared out by Enck. That ball out of play off Enck. And Tyler Engel will take this kick. Engel has solid power, and you'll see the Wisconsin Warriors try to take advantage of that to the fullest. We'll see how they do here. Heathcote off of Enck. A full slate of games going on right now. Pratt tries to clear the ball. Engel there. Kenzie Damon trying to get it around Enck. The kick out. Heathcote's there. Heathcote takes a shot on goal, but that's a 2-on-1 violation on the Arrows. On court 2, Vermont Chargers, RHI Inferno getting ready to do battle. On court 3, San Jose Rockets and the Borp Shockers. And there's a shot. Tyler Engel. It looks like it's going to be a goal kick. Not quite sure. Let's take a look at that one more time. It's an indirect free kick. And Enck, actually very smartly, whether by accident or on purpose, let that ball roll through. So indirect free kick coming up for the Arrows. Now Kenzie Damon gets that ball to Engel. Oh, lots of contact. And that ball is going to be a direct free kick now for the Wisconsin Warriors. Engel with a shot saved by Enk, and a 2-on-1 violation. Heathcote and Damon crowding a little too closely together, so an indirect free kick coming up for the Arrows. On court 4, we have the Glendale Rough Riders versus the Houston Fireballs. As soon as we get scores, we will update you. Enk gets that ball by Damon. Now Pratt takes the ball down the floor. Pratt going to catch up to it before it goes out of play. Oh, he almost got it, but couldn't quite get his ball to get his guard hooked around the ball enough. Engel splits the Arrows defense, and Rich Enk tracking back to defend. Engel all the way across to Heathcote. Heathcote right into Dagala. Kim Dagala driving down the floor now. Heathcote coming back to defend. Arrows putting pressure on the Warriors, but nice turn by Heathcote. But that ball off the front of her guard, and it goes out for a kick in favor of St. Louis. Enk trying to find a little hole in that Warriors defense, but Kenzie Damon right there to send it back out. Enk off of Heathcote, nicely done. And Dagala now tries to send the ball back up. Nobody in the goal area for the Arrows. And Kenzie Damon saw it. She tried to get that ball through, but Dagala right there. Warriors packing it in tight here. Damon tries to get it past the Arrows defenders, and she does. Potential 2-on-1 violation, but advantage called by the referee. So play goes on. Engel, Damon, 2-on-1 violation. Arrows ball. That ball just rolls through everyone, out for a Warriors kick-in. Court 4, Glendale Rough Riders 1, Houston Fireballs 0. The other matches are scoreless at the moment. And again, as soon as we get updates from each of the courts, we'll let you know what happened. Kenzie Damon lets that ball slide through, but No one there to collect it on the other end, so kick in coming up for the Arrows. Now there's a 2-on-1 violation on the Arrows. The play continues and rolls out now. Referee Aaron Wiley going to bring that ball back. Indirect free kick coming up for the Wisconsin Warriors. It's the 10th minute, and the Warriors are trying to get on the board first. Engel, Damon's shot saved by Enk. And now Pratt. Arrows on the counterattack. And Sam Elzinger close to a 2-on-1 violation, and there it is. Kenzie Damon trying to make a play on it. Kanan Neitzel comes out of the goal area. And once he comes out as the goalkeeper, he's no longer under the protection of the 2-on-1 violation. So it's going to be an indirect free kick for the Arrows. Elzinger positioning herself to the left of Rich Enk. Mark Pratt to the right of him. Enk. That shot saved by Damon. Enk trying to get around Damon, and now Kenzie Damon driving in. And Enk's not going to be able to catch her, so Damon driving down the floor. Dagala is there to stop Damon. Now Kenzie Damon pushing through. Kenzie Damon scores a goal. Kenzie Damon bursts right through the Arrows defense and scores, putting the Warriors on the board first. 1-0 Wisconsin. Don't worry about it. And we have a substitution into the match. Peyton Rule in, and Damon takes a shot, and it goes just wide of the post. Dagala left the goal area, and that left no one back there, and Kenzie Damon almost made it 2-0. Mark Pratt now with the ball for the Arrows, taking on Kenzie Damon. And that ball's still in play. It's slowly rolling out. Arrows ball. Rule over to Pratt. Peyton Rule, the crossing pass. Kenzie Damon stops it. Rule sends it out of play. Kick in coming up for the Warriors. Damon, that's a 2-on-1 violation on the Warriors. Kenzie Damon and Heathcote getting a little too close together. Rule trying to get around Damon. Heathcote keeps it in play. Damon tries to send it over to Engel, but she couldn't get any pace on it. 2-on-1 violation on the Arrows. Indirect free kick coming up for the Warriors. No change in the other scores. Glendale Rough Riders still up 1-0 over the Houston Fireballs, and everybody else is still scoreless. San Jose Rockets versus the Borp Shockers, and the Vermont Chargers versus RHI Inferno. Dagala clears the area. Heathcote trying to keep the Warriors' attack going. That ball across angle. Tried to go for a spin kick, but the ball was tailing away from him a little bit, so just lets it roll out. Angle. Damon. Angle. Didn't get a good angle on that shot. So now Kenzie Damon with the ball trying to get around Mark Pratt, and she loses him. And good job by Damon to hold on to the ball. And better job winning possession for the Warriors. Kenzie Damon now shifting over to the center of the attacking area, placing herself right up top there. Annie Heathcote at the far post. Kenzie Damon with a shot saved by Rule. Damon with another shot deflected out by Pratt, and another kick in for the Warriors coming up. And the Warriors really controlling this match right now. 16th minute, they're up 1-0, and the Arrows really are having trouble moving the ball out of their defensive side of the pitch. Angle. Pratt cuts that one off, and Elzinger can't quite get there in time. Angle winds up for a shot, but he didn't really get a lot on it, but Warriors get a corner kick out of it. Angle shoots that one across, and Heathcote late on it, so it goes out for a kick in. That's close to a 2-on-1 violation, as the keeper was out of the goal area for just a moment. Mark Pratt now for St. Louis. Loses the ball. Peyton Rule comes out. Damon. Dagala tries to clear the area, as she does. Damon brings her right back in. Lots of contact going on down here. Damon couldn't quite get the bounce off of Rule, and so it's going to be a goal kick. Arrows. RHI Inferno have scored on the Vermont Chargers. It's 1-0. That match in the 14th minute. That's another goal kick coming up. Now that wasn't a 2-on-1 violation, in case you're wondering, because Peyton Rule is the goalkeeper, and the keeper is exempt from the 2-on-1 rule as long as some part of their chair is within that goal area, which on this court is that green box, which becomes red as we get closer towards the goal line. Angle with a shot. Tyler Angle saved by Dagala. Dangerous play there for the Arrows. So Angle now with a soft kick and a shot and a goal. Kenzie Damon takes the rebound and puts it home 2-0 Wisconsin Warriors. And Engel, you see here, he didn't really put a lot of power on this kick. It was slow enough for Kenzie Damon to catch up to it. She takes that rebound, puts it home. 2-0 Warriors as they lead over the Arrows. Engel with a shot. Tyler Engel with a goal. Dagala got away with it earlier in the match, but she didn't this time. Tyler Engel made her pay for it. You'll see Dagala here off the kickoff. Tries to come up and make a play on it, but she sends it right to Tyler Engel, who puts it away for another goal. 3-0 Warriors. So now Peyton Rule starts things up again. And again, the Warriors pressing. And that one's going to go out for an Arrows goal kick. Added time here in the first half. Peyton Rule setting up for a goal kick. That off the back of Pratt's chair. And Engel very alertly lets that one slide right behind him. And the Warriors are going to take another kick. Heathcote waiting at the far post. Damon takes a shot. It's off of Pratt. And Pratt deflects it up the floor, and it's going to roll out. And referee Aaron Wiley's got his whistle in his mouth. But Mark Pratt is going to catch up to that ball. Damon has to come up and make a play on it. Pratt pushing through. Mark Pratt pushing. Ball still. Yeah, it's over the line, but that's going to be a goal kick. Engel over to Heathcote, and the referee blows the halftime whistle. Wisconsin Warriors take advantage of a couple mistakes by the Arrows, and they lead 3-0. We're going to take a break. When we come back the second half, you're watching the 2019 USPSA MK Battery Conference Cup Series. Second half about to kick off here in just a moment. The Wisconsin Warriors are up 3-0 over the St. Louis Arrows for Power Soccer Shop. I'm Tony Jackson, and you're watching the 2019 USPSA MK Battery Conference Cup Series. Mackenzie Damon is going to do the honors and resume action. Heathcote waiting for Damon, who's up at the top of the area. Damon, Heathcote, Ank sends that one out for a corner kick. Engel across, Damon over to Heathcote. That was close to a 2-on-1 violation. It goes out for a goal kick. Oh, and there's a collision between Damon and Pratt. Play allowed to continue, however. Now Damon into the goal area. Damon. That ball last touching off of Ank. It's going to go out for a kick in. On the other courts, RHI Inferno getting ready to start their second half. They lead 1-0 over the Vermont Chargers. On court 3, San Jose Rockets Borp Shocker still scoreless. There's Damon with an opportunity to pass back to Heathcote. Heathcote with a shot saved by Ank. 2-on-1 violation on the Warriors and an indirect free kick coming up for St. Louis. On court 4, Glendale Rough Riders still leading Houston Fireballs 1-0. Damon gets it over to Engel. Engel tries to turn and shoot. And another 2-on-1 violation. Warriors turning it over again. That ball deflects over to Heathcote. Elzinger has to pull out of the play, and Rich Ank now. Heathcote. And yet another 2-on-1 violation. Wisconsin Warriors killing their attack by getting too close together. Elzinger tries to cut it across. Heathcote over to Engel. Engel kicks it back out. Damon. The shot saved by Rule. Contact in the box, but play continues. Kenzie Damon. Kenzie Damon looking for space. That ball settling between Ank and Rule. Ball still rolling. It's now out of play. Kick in. Wisconsin Warriors. And Tyler Engel is prepared to send the ball across. Engel. Damon tries to get it behind Ank, but you can't. Damon and Ank and Rule collide. Out of play goes the ball. Another kick in coming up for Wisconsin. Engel. Damon, that ball gets across to Heathcote. Heathcote with a shot, and Rich Ank really had no choice there. If he had let that ball go, it would have gone over the line anyway. He tried to save it, but he couldn't. It's now 4-0 Wisconsin Warriors. Good job by Wisconsin passing the ball around, forcing the Arrows defense to kind of open up some space, and that's what allowed Wisconsin to score. Scoreboard is reading 3-0, but the score is indeed 4-0. We'll get it updated as soon as we can. It looks like the referee is trying to get things sorted out at the scorer's table. Now, the official clock on the scoreboard says only 4 seconds have gone by here in the second half, but as we know, that's not correct. Right now we're in the 26th minute. Kenzie Damon slammed into by Rich Ank. And that ball's just going to roll wide and out of play. The score should be 4-0 if you're just joining us. Engel slides that ball through. Rule sends it back out. And that ball goes all the way down the floor. And Kanan Neitzel touches it, giving the Arrows a wonderful opportunity here. Prime location to attack a defense and score a goal. Let's see if the Arrows can make good on this. Pratt sends that ball just wide of the post. Now you can see the scoreboard updated. It is correct, 4-0 the score. Heathcote gets around Elzinger, now trying to get around Ank, but Ank stops her. Kicking for St. Louis coming up. Damon trying to get through that St. Louis defense. Engel trying to clear out of the area. Rule. That ball almost off of Engel. That could have been a 2-on-1 violation. Heathcote with the ball. Andy Heathcote. That ball off of Ank. Corner kick coming up. Tyler Engel. Engel across, off of Rule. Wonderful clearance by Rule. Doesn't look like any of the Arrows players, but there's Neitzel who came out of the area. That's a 2-on-1 violation. Kanan Neitzel comes out of the area, and Kenzie Damon coming over to have a word with him to kind of coach him up a little bit. Neitzel could have let that ball roll out, and it would have been a goal kick for the Warriors. And now play resumes, and there's a shot and a goal scored by Mark Pratt. Kenzie Damon was still talking to Neitzel, and the Arrows took advantage of that moment. And Mark Pratt, off of the front guard of Kenzie Damon, scores a goal, and the Arrows are on the board 4-1 to score. And Ank touched that ball. It's going to roll out for another corner kick in favor of Wisconsin. Engel, Damon with a shot. Kenzie Damon with another goal. And just as quickly as the Arrows score, Wisconsin Warriors get it right back. Perfect execution by the Warriors. And you see Peyton Rule pull out to try to stop that crossing pass, and that gave Damon plenty of room to score. That goal came at the 30th minute. And the Warriors firmly in control here. Engel. That ball now out. Good job, Tyler Engel. Getting the Warriors another corner kick. RHI Inferno up 2-0 on the Vermont Chargers. A shot by Elzinger goes into the goal area. Now Damon, nice save there by Ank. That ball's still in play. And now it's out for a corner kick. Let's watch that again real quick. Sam Elzinger, you see Rich Ank had to come up and make a save on it. And then he made another save. Wonderful job there, Rich Ank. Now back to live action, a shot and save by Ank. It's pushed out of play by Kenzie Damon. So a goal kick coming up. Damon tried to pass it over to Engel, but he had retreated from the area, so another kick-in coming up for the Arrows. Damon, that ball goes right to Heathcote. Ank sends that one out of play. Sam Elzinger chasing. Can she get it before it goes out? She can. Damon. Ank. Rich Ank. Close to a 2-on-1 violation. That ball comes across to Elzinger. Elzinger. Damon collide, goes out. Kick in for the Warriors. On court for the Houston Fireballs have equalized. Now they are level with the Glendale Rough Riders at 1. Substitution for the Arrows coming out of the match. Sam Elzinger coming on in her place, Kim Dagala. That ball just rolls out for a goal kick. Ank cuts off that pass from Damon. Now Pratt holds it in for the Warriors. Pratt now. Pratt thought about a 180 spin kick, but couldn't get around to the ball quickly enough, so the Warriors going to take this kick. Engel. That ball bounces off of Pratt now. Tyler Engel, the last to touch that ball. And Neitzel lets that one roll out. It's going to be a corner kick for the Arrows. And they're bringing it back to the top of the area. Tyler Engel was the last to touch that ball. So it should be a corner kick, but it's going to be a goal kick for the Warriors. Pratt with a deflection just misses the post. That's a 2-on-1 violation. And I think Heathcote was asking referee Aaron Wiley for the advantage. He certainly had it. Pass over to Damon. Damon with a shot. She turned on it a little too late, and so it's going to sail wide for another Arrows goal kick. The Warriors trying to add to their goal total. Currently up 5-1. Mark Pratt sends the ball down the floor. Engel there to collect it. Mark Pratt now gets turned around, and Annie Heathcote has that ball taken away by Pratt. Pratt trying to get around Kenzie Damon now. Oh, and Pratt goes slamming into Kenzie Damon. But a 2-on-1 violation called on the Warriors gives the Arrows an indirect free kick. On court 3, San Jose Rockets 1, Borp Shockers 0. Peyton Rule with a shot. Peyton Rule with a goal for the Arrows. Good shot. Peyton Rule. You see Ank right there. Perfect pass. That one made it easy for Rule. On court 2, Vermont Chargers have scored. It's now 2-1 in favor of RHI Inferno. And again, if you're just joining us, San Jose Rockets have scored. They lead 1-0 over the Borp Shockers. That one on court 3. Heathcote gets past Ank. Daigle is there. The deflection, ball bounces around Engel. The shot off of Daigle, and that ball almost slides through the defenders and just slides past the post. A bit of desperate defending there by the Arrows, but they managed to get away unscathed. But a corner kick coming up for the Warriors now. Damon with a shot, saved. It bounces off the back of Mark Pratt's chair. And that ball also bounces off the back of Pratt's chair. That one ends up as a goal. 6-2. Warriors in the lead. And Damon, you see Ank makes the first save, and Damon just takes another swipe at it. The ricochet, another goal, and just like their last goal, it comes immediately after the Arrows have scored. The Arrows trying to gain some ground on the Warriors, but they just can't do it. 40th minute, Annie Heathcote now. Daigle has to make a save on it. Ank is there. Damon, the pass over to Heathcote. Heathcote can't latch onto it before it goes out of play. So Rich Ank gonna take the goal kick for the Arrows. That one over to Damon. Damon over to Heathcote. Annie Heathcote attacking. That ball ricochets out. Kick in Arrows. played a full 40 minutes, so we are now in added time, and it looks like the Warriors are going to come away with all 3 points here in this group stage match. On court 4, Glendale Rough Riders, Houston Fireballs. Houston have scored a second goal. They lead 2-1. Damon gets it almost behind Ank, but Ank pushes it out for another corner kick. Wisconsin looking for a 7th goal here. Engel. His pass cut off by Pratt. Engel cut off by Ank. Engel. Heathcote with the ball. Annie Heathcote trying to turn Rich Ank. And Ank just dragging her away from the area. Pratt, that ball touches off the back of his chair. And Mackenzie Damon is going to circle around and scoop up that ball. Ank. And that's going to be a foul. That one called on Kenzie Damon. I think Kenzie Damon looking for an explanation, as it was Rich Ank that hit her and not the other way around. But as it stands, it's going to be a direct free kick for the Arrows. That ball out of play. Final whistle blows. Wisconsin Warriors 6, St. Louis Arrows 2. That's your final score. We're going to take a break. When we come back, more action from the 2019 USPSA MK Battery Conference Cup Series. We'll be back in a little bit.